Our match of the week this week was Manchester United against Liverpool. We definitely don't do a good job of hiding it, even if we tried, especially you and me, Gally, that we're Liverpool fans on the show, and it's a Liverpool fan channel overall. So definitely did not go the way we wanted. It was kind of like an interesting matchup, and the build up for it, I almost feel like took it a totally different direction and not a good direction as far as Liverpool is concerned in terms of like talking points with Keita and transfers, while United trying to kind of appease the fans a bit more with Casemiro and other stuff. And there was a lot of talk about the protests before against Glazers and all that. But I feel like those two talking points as the game was building up was kind of building against Liverpool, and they kind of showed it with coming with almost came out with almost no energy at all. It made the Fulham game look like a lot better performance.
Yeah, we'll get to the play on the pitch. So let's start with the talking points pre-match between the Glazers' protest by the Manchester United supporters and the Keita talk, the transfer rumblings. I don't even know what to make of it yet because I don't believe that they're selling Naby Keita, and I don't believe that a report came out 72 hours ago that Naby Keita was considering this Monday as a pinnacle moment in his Liverpool career, and then he doesn't make the match day squad, which basically sums up Naby Keita's Liverpool career if it's true that he picked up some type of niggling injury a day before the match that he was supposed to start. Because like it looked to me like on the pitch that they weren't prepared for the plan. And that's never the way that our side is. We may not execute the plan, but it always looks like they understand what their job is and they are out there trying to do it. Whether it works or not, whether it gels, that's always questionable, right? But it always looks like they're prepared. And today it didn't look like they were prepared to see that type of United side. I think we'll get to the United lineup and some of the things Ten Hag did well. I mean, he made some big calls. It was a gutsy move to bench Ronaldo. I think that has to be mentioned, and he needs some credit for that. But sticking on Liverpool to start, the better side came out and allowed a team that needed a reason to fight. It gave it to them in the first 5 minutes of the match. They won every 50-50 ball. It seemed like they were first to everything. They allowed the Old Trafford faithful to get behind them. And it, I know the announcers always want to paint the picture that Old Trafford and Manchester United are back whenever they can because that's good for TV. But if I was being a fair neutral, that did sound like the old Manchester United. Supporters on the edge of their seat, rooting on good play, rooting on hard work and effort. And even that first goal was a classic United goal.
We were recording this a few hours after the final whistle. So more will come out on this, especially like the Keita issue, because I think that's the part that brings the question in my head. Because I talked about it in our shows before. This is an ideal game for Keita in terms of his pressing and stuff like that. So was he really injured? Is he going to be moved? Was there some other kind of drama? Because it almost felt like everybody on that field for Liverpool today was not mentally there 100%. And, we talk about when they win, when they come back, get the last minute goals, we talk about mentality monsters. So you got to kind of own up to it when you see them again this season becoming overpowered, almost looks like, by the opponents. And that's why they're always second to everything. They're always like half a second late. Every pass is a little short or a little too long, and it just did not look there. Van Dijk has probably looked his worst since becoming a Liverpool player, and yeah, it just looks like the spine of that team is not what it used to be, which is what makes everything else tick. Today, they just looked like they were running out of ideas at certain points. And even those little glimpses you got where I felt like towards the end of the first half, where they were like, kind of like,
Yep.
okay, here it comes. We're trying to build it again. It looked like they were too fragile, where a short pass, and then it kind of like that momentum they were building would just totally disappear because it was almost like a fake momentum, probably created thanks to United in the first place.
Yeah, I think the idea of the you mentioned of the spine being just kind of weakened, and I think it's been glaring this season. Whether it's been Virgil at the center of the defense, Fabinho has not looked himself playing in the holding defensive role. When he's subbed off, Henderson is not covering himself in glory, in my opinion, as well. I thought he had a shocker of a match today. Um, you could argue Henderson, Van Dyke, and Bobby all struggled today to put their own imprint on the match. And I think we've seen that even in over the three matches, if you were to rank all three players as a whole, each one of them, I think, would raise their hand and say, we haven't done enough